Thought I could hide out here forever. It's not safe here anymore. Thought I could live with empty.
Join us now and meet 6 youths that survive daily on the streets of Vancouver, Canada. We will explore how they got to where they are today and why they are still falling through the cracks. This is their story.
I could live with my dad again. Because the last time that we went on any thing together and we got in a fight, I fought back. And he thinks I won. I never told him that I had cracked ribs and broken nose and stuff. But I really hurt him, and after when we were talking again 2 months later, he's like, I don't ever want to fight with you again, man. You hurt me bad. And I was like, yeah, that's right. I'm all, good idea, Dad. We shouldn't fight no more, yeah. But that was the one and only time I fought back. And I fought
Recognize.
This is my buddy Archie's. It's insulation for when you're sleeping on cement. Keeps you warmer, right? If you don't have enough layers, because it's a pain in the butt to carry around a lot of blankets, right? This is my friend Mindy's. She dug it out of some dumpster last night. I don't know. I guess it works good. This is carpet, same thing. But this is it. This is our house. I don't know. A lot of different stuff down here. Tagging gets us kicked out. Leaving that on the ground gets us kicked out. This stuff definitely gets us kicked out. Kids who write that. Stuff like that's beautiful. I don't know if you can get a shot of that. It's really nice artwork. But unfortunately we get blamed for it too, whether we do it or not. And this is where me and Sylvie sleep. So, I don't know, make you guys comfortable. How I got here was when I was younger, I used to watch my dad come home every night after work from his crappy job. He'd read the newspaper and start drinking, and he'd drink a 2-4 every night. I didn't want to become an alcoholic and not pay attention to the things that mattered in life, and instead, to fill the void of whatever, I turned to drugs. And it's just another evil. It's the same. It doesn't make any difference, right? One's just as bad as the other. And I don't know. It's, the kids get it from their parents, and my dad started off with stuff and alcohol didn't bring him down as far, but, still brought him down because now he doesn't have a son and I don't have a father.
Family dysfunction is a major factor in the lives of street youth. Many come from homes with instability, conflict, and abuse. In some cases, the street is seen by these young people as the safest place to be, and going to the street represents the only viable alternative to an abusive and dangerous home situation.
We sold drugs for a while to keep up our habits, and even then we found ourselves lying to each other to keep up our own addictions because we couldn't even afford to keep the addiction going for both of us off of what we were making. We had to lie and argue, and we were going to lose each other, but I guess, some things actually do think that, well, I think love actually is a little bit stronger than most things. I think we're actually really lucky though, because sometimes love doesn't help everything. I've done everything except for the mythical Jim Morrison drug, peyote. Crystal meth was the biggest, and for me, heroin. I really had a problem with heroin. Those were the biggest drugs we ever did. Pot keeps us off of it, but it's lack of things to do because we can't sit in our parquet during the day, right? We gotta leave, we gotta respect it because it belongs to someone else, it's someone else's place, and it's just where we sleep, it's not a home.
6 o'clock in the morning, the cops pass by and wake us up, and we don't have anywhere to go after that for the rest of the day, and most of us are pretty tired and we can't sleep anywhere.
It's a hard knock life for us. It's a hard knock life for us. Hey, I should look for my Santa Claus we've never seen. Santa Claus, what's that? Who's he? John? No one cares for you. smidge. When you're in an orphanage, it's a hard.
I've been on the streets in this town on and off 6 years. I came, like when I was younger, I lived in England with my parents. On my 16th birthday, I quit school once and for all. You know, I've been trying several times and my parents said get a job or get out. I did both. You know, I went out that next day. I walked around every construction site I could find at 7 in the morning trying to find work. I got it, digging a trench. Not very much fun, but I just didn't really want to go back home, so I couch surfed here, there, everywhere. Eventually found my way to downtown and started panhandling one day. I was just hungry enough, you know. Work didn't last more than a week for me, you know, here and there. Hi, Bob! The two dogs don't really get along too well. They've both got their balls, they're alpha males. But that guy I've known for 5-6 years when I was first on the streets in my parents' hometown, eh? Because he can't say, oh, this is how you do it, here's how you survive. He's the one who told me to go to the Salvation Army to get as much free clothes as I can, stuff him in a sleeping bag, and poof, you've got a mattress.
Cardboard works.
Cardboard works too, actually, yeah. Cardboard's pretty good at keeping you warm at night. So how's the girlfriend?
20 now. I've been on the streets since I was pretty much 15. Well, off and on the streets since I was 15. I don't know, Sylvia, I've been to Vancouver off and on since I was 15. And I don't know, it's a loophole, right? I always listen to the cops, they always bust us when we're down here or somewhere else, and they're always looking for drugs or something on us, but they don't realize that if you can't sleep and you're bored and you got money in your pocket, what are you going to do? You're going to go out and you're going to buy some drug that'll either make you sleep through anything, e.g. heroin, right? Or you're going to go out and you're going to do a drug that's going to keep you awake, keep you warm, keep you moving. And that's speed, cocaine, amphetamines really. Coffee doesn't cut it. Coffee doesn't work at all. Like, and they think that they're solving the problem by bugging street kids. Like, squatting's been legal in Britain for years, and we've been kicked out of like abandoned buildings that are still sitting there doing nothing. Like, abandoned buildings, it's ridiculous. Like, some idiot owns them, yeah, but I understand that. He's probably not an idiot, he's probably a really understanding person, but still, it's the fact that they're there and they're not being used. Someplace during the day to go to would be like tremendous. Dusk till dawn at night is amazing, but again, like, you got a nighttime service, yeah, that helps a million, and yeah, it helps you start to realize things. But once daytime hits, you're back in the same boat again, because yeah, you've been warming up all night, but now you need someplace to sleep again. You're not even allowed to sleep in parks now, apparently, and parks are the only thing we really have left. And we get kicked out of them because you're not allowed to sleep in them during the day, but you can see people passed out on benches constantly, and they're not even living on the streets. They don't even have a clue, and like, people look at us and say, get a job, blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah, how do you get a job when you don't have an address and you don't have a telephone? Like, sure, there's cell phones nowadays, but it's, you know, you get a cell phone, it's we paid $114 for ours when we were drug dealing. But once you get the money to do it, if you're drug dealing, well, you don't even think of using the phone to get a job. Then you're hooked on something. You're screwed, right? And like, Dusk Till Dawn over the ages is, you know, kind of made me realize that, like, people give a shit. Not everyone's a dick, you know, and like, a lot of people are. They just don't give a care. They're stuck in their own little world, and they just kind of push poverty off. And it's not like it's a bad thing, because, you know, poverty is you know, it's the easiest way to deal with it. When you don't want to deal with something, you push it out of your sight and you just get rid of it, you know. Like, if it wasn't for Sylvia, I'd be dead. I came out here to die last year. I met Sylvia and she kept me alive. She gave me something to believe in. And that doesn't mean much to most people, but it means something to me. You know, it's the most basic thing to believe in the world. It's kind of crazy.
You're so close, you can almost touch me. It's not safe here anymore. looking straight into my eyes. Nobody told me you'd come to search for me. If you like peanuts, this guy has a big barrel of peanuts sitting in there behind the Indian. The big dilemma on the streets is a place to try and make money. This is a good spot, but there's nobody here. Bars are pretty good spots. Everybody's drunk and generous. Check it out. The contents of a street kid's bag. Out of it, dog. We got a dog bowl. We got an empty container which did have dog food. A tiny little radio which doesn't work right now. A tennis ball. Move your head, boy. Miscellaneous junk, water bottle, dog food, some old sandwiches, a piece for my skateboard, garbage.
Don't worry, I have little sandwiches in my bag.
An ashtray. And this is what I carry around. We have another bag full of blankets, and that's what's in that bag, but it's too heavy to carry just because it's huge. It's full of blankets. No, this is what I slug around. It's like my possessions, you know. Most of it's for my dog. He eats before I do. He's my #1 person, right? And he protects us while we're sleeping in exchange, you know. You try and come within 15 feet of us while we're asleep, he'll wake us up, you know. It's pretty cool, actually. Excuse me, could you ladies spare any change for a bite to eat tonight, please? How's it going, guys? What's up? See, I know half the people that walks past. This is my problem. How's it going? What's up, guys?
Kids that resort to street survival have developed their own support infrastructure called the family. Their definition of the family is peers of the same circumstance who watch out for one another. They protect each other when they're in danger, and they can share food, shelter, and sometimes money when in dire need.
We are a family, right? Like, quite often, as Splish was saying, drunken idiots picking a problem with one guy. There's like, I can see from here, like, I don't know, different panhandlers all up and down the street. I know for a fact if I've seen someone picking a fight with a friend across the street, I'll be over there right fast to protect them. We're a community, right? We don't, we're equal. We don't see each other as better or worse than anybody. And, you know, every now and then I'll loan out a buck or two when I don't have it really to help a friend out, you know.
Hi.
How's it going?
Did you give me some ID? No, I didn't. I had no ID. I thought I maybe forgot your ID.
Nah. Wow, a nice cop. We try and work. There's a program out called Street Youth Job Action. It runs out of the same centre that Dust Till Dawn's at. If you show up early enough in the morning, it's a pick a number, maybe you get a job. $7.80 an hour, cleaning posters off the poles around downtown, picking up dirty needles. You know, a 5-hour job if you're lucky, 2-hour job some days. You know, it makes enough to like buy the essentials, maybe a new blanket here and there, some better shoes, dog food. Anything else we need, we have to panhandle for, you know. And people sit here and they tell us, get a job, you know. I'm trying to do too. I tone set at Dust Till Dawn on Sunday nights. You know, it pays $25 a shift. It helps, right?
Another day, another nothing. Wasting time in my abundance of boredom. You know it's hard to face the day with cheerful lust when every day I awake to dry heaves of disgust. And got kicked out of my house when I was like 13. And my mom at the time was really messed up on cocaine and stuff, so she would get really weird, strict about things, right? And I would go to social services and beg them to put me in foster care. And I had a social worker tell me once that she knew I was going to survive, so she wasn't worried. I think that's disgusting because I was 13. Because I don't think any 13, 14, 15, 16 or 17-year-old girl should be left up to figure out her own way to eat and sleep and survive. I was also told at one point that my only option was to sue my parents. That was a good one, and I really wanted to live. I really believed that somewhere, sometime, something had to change for me, and that I needed to survive where I was at, because like my mission was not going to end as a statistic.
You have broken my defenses. Will you cover me? It is the season of my repentance.
Right now where I am, I'm working with Vancouver Youth Voices, doing a research project on sexual exploitation of children and youth, and trying to work with other organizations throughout the city on service and addressing the issues of sexual exploitation. And I do a lot of street youth advocacy through Vancouver Youth Voices and Dusk Till Dawn, and Street Youth Job Action. The only thing that I'd like to be different 4 years from now is that one of those organizations or all of those organizations could afford to actually pay me what they'd like to for the work that I do, so that I could actually be making more than $100 a week. You know, we need to all work together to build better communities and stronger services, but we need to also be hiring those young people to give them a sense of purpose that they can give back to their community. You know, like the work I do, it almost gives validity to the chaos and the pain that I've had to live. My life, my experience of living in very severe poverty as a Canadian anyway. In a sense, I like to look at it now, it gives me a luxury that most people don't have. I don't ever have to compromise myself to be able to live, because I know how to live on nothing, and I'll never forget how to survive. One big crack that is in service, well, actually it's a multitude of cracks, as a lot of services are run by bureaucracies. We all know this. A lot of people who work within the bureaucracies know that the bureaucracies put up blockades, and someone who wants to go for addictions counseling cannot also address like parenting skills and stuff for fear of losing their child, or like coming out of the sex trade for young women. It's there isn't really, and that's not seen yet. We're working on it, but it's not seen yet as something that needs to be addressed, like addiction, and the post-traumatic stress that comes from it, and the like serious distorted body power image that comes out of it. There's got to be more cross sections of services where young people, instead of having 5 different counselors and probation officers and social workers that they see in a week for their needs, it would be a lot easier and a lot more effective if it would be possible to have one person, you know.
Life on the street leaves children with few choices. Prostitution, drug abuse, and theft result from a direct need to survive. Given the opportunity to change their lifestyle, the cycle of abuse stops.
My name is Benito Segura. I'm Shuswap and Aztec First Nations. I'm a co-founding member of the original program, Dusk to Dawn. Some of the more important aspects of the program is that it's built around respect and around communication. The mission statement is to provide a safe, non-judgmental environment for street youth. The program itself is very innovative in a lot of ways in that we're able to employ young people through a tone setter program in which they're able to be a part of the resource and be supportive of not only of the staff and the resource but of each other. You know, we have had a number of young people who were formerly clients of the program get off the street, spend some time, have some clean time off of their whatever issues they may be facing themselves, get some training, get some skills, come back, do practicums, and become employees of the program.
Street kids are like dandelions. They're everywhere and no one wants them. It's the best way to put it.
But dandelions are flowers too.
We're beautiful.
I think that I would like to thank Dusk to Dawn, the young people and the resources and the contributors and the people who help us out and the community that we operate in for enabling me to grow as a person. I think that when I leave Dusk to Dawn, that'll be what I take away with me most, is just learning how to respond to people.